Okay, so if you look at question 3, what you have is, given that x equals minus 3, so you're given that x equals minus 3, it's a solution of x plus p equals 5. Find two values of p where p is an element of z. P has to be a positive or negative whole number. Everybody cool with that? Now, we know that x is minus 3. Two ways of doing this. There's only two things that can possibly give an answer of 5. And here's what they are. The modulus of minus 5 is 5, and the modulus of 5 is 5. Everybody cool with that? So your two answers can be minus 3 plus p equals 5, or minus 3 plus p equals minus 5. The two answers in question would be p equals minus 8 or p equals minus 2. Is that okay? Oh, sorry. Plus 8 and minus 2. Is that right? What's the other safer way of doing this question? Square both sides. So you could do it that way. Who did it that way? It's fair enough. Square both sides and you're going to get 9 minus 6p plus p squared equals 25. Then you're going to get p squared minus 6p, what's it, 16? Minus 16. And you get p minus 8 and you get the same two answers, don't you? Okay, going to pause for a second. Is there anything the number of bacteria in the early stages of growing colony of bacteria can be approximated using the function nt equals 450 e to the power of 0.065 t. Is that alright? Where t is the time measured in hours since the colony started to grow, and nt is the number of bacteria in the colony at time t. Find the number of bacteria in the colony after 4.5 hours. Alright. Well, look, that one's a no-brainer, isn't it? Just replace t with 4.5 and use your calculator. So you go 450 e 0.065 multiplied by 4.5, and what's the answer going to be? 603. Is that alright? Okay, awesome. Now, we on this part then? Find the time in hours that it takes the colony to grow to 790. Prediction. Is it more than 4.5 or less than 4.5? How do you know it's more than 4.5? 4.5 is 603, so therefore this one should be somewhere near the 790 mark. Now, okay, what's the e to the minus 0.065 t equals 760. Alright, there's a rule here, okay? The general rule is if the letter you're looking for is in the power position. Joe Comiskey, how do I know this is in the power position? How do I know the variable I'm looking for is in the power position? Because t is above the e. Next thing. Well, I told you this before the test as well. The last day of class I told you this. Why do you not ln both sides right now? Or why don't you log both sides right now? So, many of you are looking to use this move here, where you log both sides and you think you can move the power to the front. Why is that not the case here? Can anybody tell me why am I not allowed to move the power to the front? The 450 blocks it, because the power isn't being used on the 450, it's only being used on the E. So if you go back a step, okay, if you go back a step and divide by the 450, okay, what happens if you divide both sides by 450? That okay? Now what happens when you log both sides? ln is a log. And what's the rule for a log when you have a power? So I'll give you an example. What's log 10 base 10 to the power 3? What can I do to the 3? I can bring it to the front and say that's 3 log 10. So what can I do here? What can I do with all that stuff there? Move it to the front. Now, ln Now, what is ln 1. What's log 10 base 10? 1. Log e base e is also 1. And log base e is ln. That's why ln is 1. Any number to the same base is 1. Okay? So now we know that that's 1, so it doesn't matter. So what can I do with the 0.065? Where does it go? It goes underneath. And when you throw it underneath, you should get an answer of, what is it, 7 hours, is it? Oh, sorry, 8 points. What's it? 8.7. Anybody get 8.7? Did any of you guys try to do this by trial and error, where you wrote down all the numbers? See, you'll only get half marks at most, okay? And if you're doing trial and error, then you'd have to write t equals 8.6 and then show it being subbed in, and then write t equals 8.7, show that being subbed in, and then you'll get maybe half marks. It's a backup plan, not the main plan, okay? It's a please give me attempt marks attempt. Yes? Oh, yeah, throw it up. Alright guys, let's move on to the next part. There's another one. No, that's not it. It's part E. There's a different colony, and the different colony has a different formula. Now, at some point, this colony is going to cross out the other one, isn't it? Now, I believe Liam did this. Liam did trial and error on this, didn't you? And you made a massive effort with it.
Yeah.
I think you got half marks, was it? 5 out of 10?
I got 8 out of 10.
Oof, probably generous, but probably 5 out of 10 realistically. But you made such an effort at it.
Yeah.
Alright, so Liam actually just went at the table function and wrote down both of them for ages until he found out where it matched. So it was a good backup plan, but I suppose what we want to do is we want to put both formulas equal to each other. And what's the other formula? What's the formula from earlier again? So eventually these two numbers will cross each other. Okay, I'll use capital T. These two numbers eventually cross each other, right? Now, my suggestion would be, oh, sorry, I just need to enter airplane mode. How do we get airplane mode, flight mode? Okay, so my advice would be to do this. Move 220 and bring the 450 underneath. Bring the e to the power of 0.065 on top, and then bring this e to the power of what's 0.17 on the bottom. Everybody cool with that? Does everybody see what I did there? Are you sure? Okay. What's the rule for what's x to the power 7 divided by x to the power 5? Anybody? X to the power of 2. Yeah? So what do we think here? What's one of them take away the other one? So what's 0.065 take away 0.17? Sorry, I'm going to need my... Alright. So, 0.065 take away 17. Sorry, take away 0.17 is your, what's it, 21 over 200 or 105. Okay, That's 22 over 45. Everybody cool with that? What can I do now? What am I able to do to both sides now? Thanks. Anybody know? What?
He said it's probably useless.
It's probably useless.
He said it's probably useless.
Ah, fair enough. Okay, so what do we do next here, guys? I reckon we LM both sides like last time. What happens when we LM both sides? What happens to the power? The power is only affecting the E, which means it can be moved to the front. What is ln(E)? Any log to the same number? It's 1, so it doesn't have to put it in. And then how do we get our answer then? It's going to be, oh, where's the t gone? The t's still there. So what's t on its own then? ln 22 over 45. Time has to be positive, it can never be negative. So throw all that into the calculator, and what you get? You should get t equals 6.82 and t equals 7. Is that okay with you guys? All good? Alright. We'll start. Interesting. Alright, ready guys? Very simply, back in second year, we introduced it to the formula y equals mx plus c. Arrange y on its own in terms of x. Bring the y over one side, you're going to get y equals minus 1x plus 3. This one here, you're going to get 2x minus 3 equals 4y. Then you're going to get y equals, what's 2 divided by 4? A half. And what's 3 divided by 4? Just 3/4, isn't it? We alright with that? The next one's interesting. I'm just going to multiply that out. Is that right with you guys? Just going to multiply it out. So what happens when I multiply in minus a quarter? What will I get? Minus a half x, yeah. And what's minus a quarter times minus 7? Yeah. Is that alright? And then on the next one, I'm going to get I'm probably going to get 2y equals 4x minus 5. And then I'm going to get y equals, what's 4 divided by 2? Minus 5 over 2. Is that alright with you guys? And the next one after that, I'm going to get root 3y equals minus x plus 10. And then I'm going to get y equals minus 1 over root 3x plus 10 over root 3x. Does everybody get that? I'm just dividing across by root 3. Okay. That's another one. That's m. Which one's this again? That's k. That's your h, your I, your k, your l, and now n. N is just y equals minus root 3 x plus 10. Ready to answer these questions? Right? Before I even start, look at this. Ready? H has a slope of minus 1 and a y-intercept of 3. I has a slope of a half and a y-intercept of minus 3 over 4. K has a slope of minus a half and an intercept of 7 over 4. L has a slope of 2x. What does that mean about L and K? They're perpendicular to each other, aren't they? One of them's minus a half and the other one is 2. Turn upside down, change the sign. They're perpendicular to each other. The next one is minus 1 over root 3 and minus root 3. They're not perpendicular to each other, are they? No. Alright, let's find out what we're doing here. Who has a slope of 2? Huh? L. Who intersects at minus 2.5? Also L. Who makes equal intercepts of the axis? Where intercepts at the same, so an equal intercept, for those of you that wouldn't notice, would be like crossing at 0, 2 and 2, 0, where the gap is the same. Everybody see that? What you're looking for is an angle of, sorry, we have to figure that out. And which one did you say you think it was? H. Alright, check out H. Alright? When x equals 0, what's the answer? Y equals 3, so that's 0, 3. When y equals 0, x equals 3. There's your two intercepts right there, isn't it? Okay. So that is H. Alright. An angle of 150 degrees with the positive sense of the x-axis. What in God's can earth does that mean? Let's find out. Ready for this? Does any of you get this answer? Right. Here's the x-axis, yeah? It could be at the origin, or it could be over here. Does everybody agree with that? It's a point on the x-axis. You cool with that? Next thing I'm going to ask you is, this is 0 degrees. Ready? How much degrees am I at now? How much degrees am I at now? About 100 and. So here to here is 135. Would you agree with that? Is that okay with you? And that would be 45 degrees, wouldn't it? So you're looking for a slope of -1. Something that has a slope of -1. Which one has a slope of -1? Because plus 45 degrees is 1 across, 1 up. So you're looking for a slope of -1. Which one has a slope of -1? Equation H, if we get y on its own, it's y equals minus x plus 3, which is minus 1x plus 3. Answer is H, a slope of -1. Is that alright? Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. It's not 135 degrees, it's 150. Sorry, excuse me. It's 150, I read it wrong. So that is actually, that's 30 degrees, isn't it? And that's 150. Now what's tan 30 degrees? Tan gives you the angle. Tan 30 degrees is, that was awkward, root 3 over 3. And root 3 over 3 is actually the same thing as 1 over root 3. But you notice that's a negative slope. Why is it a negative slope? It's going down. So you're looking for a slope of -1 over root 3. And which one is that? Sorry, I felt that question was a bit beyond just. Okay. Two lines that are perpendicular to each other. L and. Okay. Yep. Okay, show me at the end of class, I'll fix it. Okay. Lads, find the angles between M and N. What's equation M? Oh, sorry, I already have it done here, don't I? M is, sorry, one sec, buddy. M is y equals, what's it, -1 over root 3x plus? Yeah. And what's N? Y equals -10. Alright, somebody has a question for me? Yeah. Now, you're looking for the angle between two lines. What formula is that? Yeah, plus or minus m1 minus m2 all over. Okay. So which ones are which? Call one of them m1 and call the other one m2. You good with that? Alright. Some of you made massive calculation errors here. I don't know what happened to you. Alright. So you did what's it? -1 over root 3 minus root 3 all over 1 plus -1 over root 3 by minus root 3. Why don't you let the calculator do all the heavy lifting? Press the fraction button, then press the fraction button again, and you have -1 over root 3. Is it just you didn't know how to use the calculator properly, was it? Or what was it? Some of you had it entered in correctly and everything and just went terrible after that. Fraction button minus 1 over root 3. I think the answer for the bottom's 2 anyway. It doesn't really, it's easy enough. You can do both parts separately if you want, if you don't like typing in everything. Oof. Hip hop a hypocrite. The square root sign went over the bracket. I got root 3 over 3. Is that okay with you guys? Tan theta equals root 3 over 3, which is actually the same thing as 1 over root 3. Tan inverse that, and what you get? Tan inverse root 3. Who got that? 3 degree answer? Okay. You're done.